What's up, collectors? Another so much to see us today. We'll finally be taking a look at Transformers WFC Cybertron Netflix Cheetor. Taking a really good look at the packaging, we got a nice display logo on the side, with Cybertron on the bottom, Cheetor on the side, Netflix on the top, and a huge display of the figure itself. In comparison with the Kingdom one, you can see that it's enormous. And on the side, we got an image of him with the Maximal logo on the bottom and Netflix on the top. On the back, we got the Gadget Roll Mode and Beast Mode, as well as the 20 steps, so you need to transform him. And on the side, the same image, but in black and red colors, and with the Netflix on the top. On the very top of the box, we got the Autobot logo, which Transformers more than meets the eye. And it's confusing because he's not an Autobot, he's a Maximal. But with that being said, that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here we have Transformers WFC Cybertron Netflix Cheetor in hand and another packaging. And as you can see, oh my god, this was what I wanted. Super accurate to the visual representation, something the Kingdom figure never gave me. And as you can see, he's just looking really good. By the way, guys, if you're here for the articulation or the transformation, this is not the video for that. I already covered that on the Kingdom video. That video is going to be on the description down below, as well as in the top right corner of this video. That video I covered the entire transformation and the articulation on detail. Starting on with the figure itself, so you can appreciate the new paint job that he has. As you can see, just all over the place. It looks completely different, completely accurate to the visual representation. At the beginning, I thought that the blue was the only change that they did to it, and the eyes of the cheetah itself. But as you can see, just the whole thing is completely done on a darker scale. As you can see, for the yellow is done on a really dark tone, and I kind of like it. I really dig the whole thing. I just wanted the blue. I really don't care much about the yellow, but as you can see, it looks fantastic all over the place. Just completely accurate to the visual representation. Zooming in on the face wheel so you can appreciate that I have no paint joints whatsoever, and hopefully it's going to be the same for you. Actually, I had no paint joints on the entire thing, so that's always a plus for me. But as you can see, just that blue, it shines so much, man. It is glossy. I love it. You can see that just the green eyes looks amazing, and just the face skull itself looks fantastic. Going on to the down section of the body, you can see that it looks just fantastic, and it makes the the sculpting and detail pop a lot more than the other one, in my opinion. But as you can see, it looks just fantastic. On the back, you know that on the back he has the backpack and thing. Not much interest on the back. It's just the front that I like really much. But that's pretty much it for him. Let's go ahead and compare the two weapons. For the weapons themselves, I got a different opinion, because as you can see, just the Kingdom one looks a lot more better than the Netflix one. The Netflix one is the yellow, and the Kingdom one is the one that has blue. But as you can see, it just makes the color distribution a lot more better, and it makes the sculpting and detail pop a lot more. It's just the Netflix one, it's just bland all over the place, and I would prefer it if they painted this just the same blue as this one, just the darker blue. It would have looked a lot more nicer. But as you can see, it kind of looks bland. It looks just yellow all over the place, and I cannot appreciate the sculpting and detail that the sword or the axe itself has. And by the way, I really don't know if this weapon is accurate. If you got that knowledge, leave that on the comments down below. But as you can see, this is the only thing that the Kingdom one wins over the Netflix one, because the Netflix one, it's just better overall. It's just a lot more accurate. But on this case, the Kingdom one wins. But this is pretty much it for the weapon. And now for a comparison, so you guys can see and appreciate the differences that both figure has. As you can see, it's just night and day. It's just the color itself, it's just night and day. The difference is all over the place. You can see that this is a lot darker than this one. This has baby blue, and this one has just darker blue. And not only the blue, the yellow itself is a lot more darker, and in my opinion, it looks a lot more better. This is super accurate to the visual representation, and this is not. In my opinion, this should have been reversed. This shouldn't be the Netflix one, and this the Kingdom one. This, I don't know why I believe that was just a strategy just to make people buy or double dip. And in my opinion, that it honestly sucks, because if I would have known that the Netflix one would have been a lot more accurate, I will never ever would have buy the Kingdom one at all whatsoever, because it's just a waste of money. I stand all for movie accuracy and series accuracy, either G1 or Beast Wars. I don't care. I just want my figures to be accurate to the particular representations, and as you can see, this one is and this one is not. So this, for me, it's just a waste of money. This is out of my collection. As soon as this came, I was like, all right, I'm gonna sell this on eBay, because this is just a waste of shelf. But as you can see, for the difference differences, you can obviously tell that, you know, the blue is a lot more darker. You know, the yellow is a lot more darker as well on the cheetah face. You can see that, you know, this was orange and this is green on the eyes, and just that's pretty much it. You can see that this section is painted blue and this one is not, and I honestly prefer this over this because again it just makes the skeleton detail pop a lot more, but I really don't mind. In my opinion, this is a better figure indeed over this one. But as you can see, it's really nice that they, you know, decided to paint this section, and it's honestly unfortunate that they didn't do the same for the next one. But honestly, that's the only difference that I can see for now, because you can see it's pretty much the same thing. On the sides it's pretty much the same thing, and obviously on the back it's pretty much the same thing, just the darker yellow all over the place. But as you can see, that's pretty much it for the difference. Not much, but it's just enough to make me think that this is, you know, the superior figure. And now for a comparison, so you guys can see how he looks and how he scales next to the rest of the Maximals. Here we have Optimus Primal, and as you can see, they look fantastic. They look super accurate to the Beast War representation, and this is the, you know, the color that I wanted, you know, with my collection, because as you can see, they look just fantastic, super accurate. Let's go ahead and move on to Eraser, so you guys can see how he scales, and as you can see, they look fantastic, as well as Dinobots. You can see the scale is done about right. He's supposed to be the bigger foe, and as you can see, he is. Let's go ahead and move to the smaller one, Ratran. As you can see, super accurate to the Beast War representation as well. Let's go ahead and finish it with Black Arachnia on the corner. Let me go ahead and move them to the side just a little bit so you can appreciate, you know, more of each individual one. As you can see, they look just fantastic. Super happy to own every single one of them, and as you can see, Cheetor looks just fine with all of them. It fits in, it looks better than the Kingdom one. And for example, let's go ahead and swap them so you guys can see the differences. As you can see, it's night and day. Honestly, this guy is out of my collection ASAP. As you can see, the Netflix one looks a lot more better with the rest of the Maximals. But this is pretty much it for the comparison. For the Beastmo, as you can see, there's not much to say. They're pretty much identical. You know, the only difference is, you know, the darker tone and, you know, the eyes, and just that's pretty much it. As you can see, there's nothing else to talk about other than, you know, you can say that this is a change here. You know, you can see that this one is, you know, blue, and this one is just all yellow, as well as the tail down there that, you know, it has blue, and this one is all yellow. What I can see is they decided to just go with, you know, a fully accurate real life cheetah, because, you know, they don't have, you know, blue all over the place. They're just yellow, and as you can see, it kind of looks really accurate to, you know, the actual real representation of a cheetah. So that's what I'm getting for the Netflix one. And as you can see, for this one, they went, you know, all Cybertronian with it, but I honestly don't mind. I still like this one more than this. As you can see, the eyes look fantastic. The green just it fits him really well in comparison with the orange. In my opinion, this one just looks silly, but as you can see, that there's honestly not much to say or to talk about. They're pretty identical. You know, the articulation is pretty much the same, everything is the same other than the darker color. But again, I still picking the Netflix one over the Kingdom one. For a comparison, so you guys can see how he looks next to the rest of the Maximals on Beast Mode. Here we have Optimus Primal. As you can see, they look amazing, just quality, honestly, just super accurate to the Beast War representation, and honestly, I'm super happy to own every single one of them. Here we have Raptor, so you guys can see how they all scale. As you can see, they scale really nice together. And here is Eraser, so you guys can see how they look together. You know my opinion on her. I really don't like her particular beast mode, but as you can see, they look fantastic together. And let me see if I can go ahead and bring Dinobot on frame. And Black Arachnia. As you can see, every single one of them look amazing. I'm so happy to own them. As you can see, they look fantastic, super accurate to the Beast War representation, and they scale really well together. And for comparison with the other ones, you guys see how they look with the Kingdom ones. You can see this is how they look. Honestly, it's not as bad as, you know, the robot mode, but again, I'm still picking the Netflix one for the more accurate one. But as you can see, this is pretty much it for the comparison. And with that being said, this is pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps you with the algorithm and helps my videos get out there in a while. So if you get any value in my content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers WFC Cybertron Netflix Cheetor.